Warning, if you might be offended by foul language or off-color jokes, now is the time to kindly fuck off.
Today we're going to have some fun stuff to talk about. We're going to talk about the Premier League. The schedule was just released this morning, so we'll talk a little bit about some early fixtures. Way too early fixtures. We're 2 months away from playing anything. We're going to touch on the Euros, and then we have a great guest, Eric the French. Eric Cantona, not really, but Eric the Frenchman is here to discuss the Euros, and you and him will, I'm sure, agree on everything being English and French, right?
Oh, you think we were Bram? We love
Peas
the French.
We
love the French.
Peas in a pod, don't you? All right, so that's it. Let's get into it. Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Londoner Calling Pubcast. My name is Ben, joined as always by Barry. Barry, how are we doing today?
Ready.
Doesn't sound
Did
like
you get that sigh?
I didn't sound like you were
I was
ready.
letting it all out. That was that last bit of getting out of bed, laziness type thing.
Yeah.
Okay, another day. Fuck, could I get like that now? I don't get up. Oh yeah, another day. I go, oh fuck, another day.
Yeah, no, I get that. But well, today we're gonna have some fun stuff to talk about, Barry. So let's get into it. Premier League schedule was released. Chelsea, Man City.
Oh, Man City are in trouble.
Yeah, week one. Week one.
Isn't that horrible? I mean, you win the Premiership and the very first game next season you lose. Fucking horrible, isn't it?
Straight confidence from you. I love that. Speaking of tough starts, welcome to the Premier League, Ipswich. Your first game is at home versus Liverpool, followed by going to Manchester City.
And it's an early game. Fucking 6 o'clock.
Welcome to the fucking show.
Yeah.
I mean, good lord, talk about being thrown into the fire off the jump. A bar-avoiding Arsenal, you really don't get tougher fixtures.
When these teams first come up from the division, they play every first 6 games like it's the FA Cup final. So it might be, and Liverpool's got a new manager, so it might not be a bad time.
The thing too is, Liverpool is at their home, so their first Premier League game in a while. But Man City at the Emirates, not the Emirates, Jesus Christ, at the Etihad, that is a brutal 2-week stretch for them to,
Who's got that?
That's Ipswich.
They
have Liverpool at home, followed by Man City away as their welcome to the Premier League. Welcome back.
I wish they were in that lower division.
Yeah, no, they're going to miss the championship. Arsenal have another team with a very tough schedule. We start with Wolves at home, which isn't on paper difficult, but then we go Aston Villa away. Week 3, I forget, but then week 4 we go to that shit.
I think Wolves is difficult.
What?
I think Wolves is difficult.
Wolves isn't easy. Wolves isn't easy. It'll be first. I will say it is at the Emirates. I expect us to have a brilliant home crowd, some new signings, some hype. I think we should win.
Again, you've got to hope with these Euros, no one gets injured. You don't know. I mean, we can talk now.
I'm watching these games too, and I
was going to get up and leave then. We can talk. I was sitting on my bollock. We can talk now. But we don't know what the season's going to be. Who's injured, who isn't.
We know who's signing players. The transfer window just opened. No one's really. I mean, I know Chelsea made a free agent signing, but no one's really made a splash signing yet. Mbappe, whatever. But no one's really made that splash signing in the Premier League yet.
There are a couple of players out there. Yeah. Their contract had run out. All you had to do was pay them a decent wage.
Yeah.
And we go and get that wanker and put him instead of Mbappe. We could fucking go try and get him.
I don't think Mbappe wants to play Conference League football. I only know him playing Conference League. It's that you don't want him, right?
I mean, he's got his fucking bent nose now.
Yeah, no, you don't. Yeah, it's all about aesthetics over at Chelsea. You got to look good.
He's going to have a lump on his nose.
Chelsea care more if their players look good than if they look good they play soccer good. So that's kind of how it goes. But yeah, then Arsenal, week 4, we go to that shit stain down the road, and then we have to go to Man City afterwards.
What, you got Tottenham?
Yeah, them. So 3
are they going to have their fellas up on the top there blowing the flag?
I hope so.
All that shit?
We're 1-0
still up there.
We're 1-0 when they play trumpets for us.
They're probably still up there crying.
We actually start. I mean, if we could start the same way we started at their place last time, go 3-0 up, I wouldn't be too mad.
I'll tell you what, I've got to be honest with you. I mean, I know we've done this show and we've been talking about the Euros, but I really have missed slagging off Tottenham.
Yeah.
Honestly,
they have this.
We got
this
Spurs,
thing, but we have this over here. It's tough
Harry
having
Kane.
a Harry. Well, because now you're supporting England, so having Harry Kane slander is a little double-edged sword for you.
No, that's coming down when we win the Euros.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
It'll be nice. Does he know how to lift a trophy? Does he know that?
I think someone sent him a picture. That's what's doing it for him.
Do you think he'll have to watch a YouTube tutorial on how to lift a trophy or something if they do win? 2 hands on each side of the cup and 2 hands up.
They won't let him put his hands in it until he gets in the dressing room.
Is he going to Aubameyang it, or he just accidentally flips it over and breaks it?
He'll get all nervous. He's just for real and drop it.
Give it to a real trophy lifter. Give it to Saka. He knows what to do with it. Or one of the Man City players, honestly, to be more clear.
As I said before, we're so lucky with the soccer because I told you the other day, you know what? I get up in the morning now, Saturday morning. That's the only time I watch a game. I watch an early game.
Yeah.
I get up as fuck on the telly.
Is it because of the
And
Fubo?
even with the Euros, they put on this fucking Fubo shit.
I'll say this. My friends and I have been bitching about this all week. This will very much hurt me if I ever want to work for Fox. Disgusting decision to pay out the ass for the Euros in full coverage of it, and then you put games on Fubo TV, which is a separate subscription. You can't watch it with a regular cable subscription. I'm sorry, but it's a joke. Even today, Turkey, Georgia starts soon. I don't know what time it is right now. Actually, I do have a watch. Actually,
we bought a channel in Addison. We have shown the other games in Addison.
Yeah.
It's Biz is another channel you can get
Biz,
it on.
yeah, but it's Fubo TV is the main one. But I think it's just ridiculous that you're trying to broadcast this. And again, you want to grow the sport in America. Stop putting the games behind a paywall. People pay for Fox. They pay for cable. FS1, FS2. You know what they were airing during the Ukraine-Romania game on FS1? 5 hours of bass fishing. Now, I'm not taking away from that profession or the difficulty. I love fishing. My dad
It's
takes
better
this
than
kid.
watching Tottenham.
There's a lot of things better than watching Tottenham. I think even Spurs fans would agree with you on that one. But again, you have a game here that people want to watch, and the worst part was even the Switzerland game was on Fubo as well. The official Fox Soccer Twitter account is tweeting out highlights as Switzerland score these goals and play, and people on Twitter are like, "Yeah, it would be great if I could watch it."
Why do they do that? Does Fubo pay them a lot to do it? They buy it off them?
I think Fubo has some contract where they get certain games. They have to. They have, because it makes no logical sense, does it, to not air it on FS1 when you could have other programming going? It's just, I don't get it.
To be honest with you, if I had Fox, they put it on Fox Sports 1, which you have to buy a subscription for that.
Yeah.
Fox regular channel, Channel 4, and that you can just get
That's
on your
the
regular
local
TV.
big one, yeah.
So they put the big games on that. You can get it on that. Why not? And if you're going to do it, just put them all on FS1. Let
That's
people
what I'm saying.
buy that.
Well, on some,
don't have it on the regular channel.
days, and literally it's day by day. Some days all the games are on FS1. Some days it's FS1, FS2, Fox. Sometimes it's FS1, FS1, Fox. But don't throw Fubo in there where people who buy the Fox subscription would have to pay another subscription.
We had it because we had it all printed up, the things, and we put it on the thing.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know it was on another channel. I did read months ago it was going to be on, but I forgot.
Well,
So some fellas text us the night before.
Yeah.
Hey, what time are you opening? I text back 7:30.
Yeah.
Fuck, we didn't even have the channel.
Yeah, it's a joke. It's a joke. I think that's genuinely my biggest gripe with the Euros so far.
Anyway, I pissed him off.
Yeah, no, pissed. Well, they pissed. They pissed everybody off.
Who the fuck do they think they're going to have someone from Georgia living here?
Yeah. Yeah, true. Georgia versus Turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah, not the biggest. I guess not the biggest name attraction.
They did the shit games actually. If you want to put it that way.
They did. They did do the. I don't want to call them shit games. I don't want to disrespect anything.
Think of a
but
word.
we'll say the lesser known countries in terms of being a soccer power here, right? And that's no disrespect, but I think
shit
that
games.
Romania, Ukraine, Turkey, I think they all know that they're not as likely as a France, England, Germany here, Italy, right? That being said, there are still plenty of games on. The Euros has been going on for a minute here. The only big upset, I would say, would be Belgium so far, losing game 1 to Slovakia.
That actually, I was reading, they said one of the biggest upsets ever
It
in
is.
the Euro.
It is,
Are they
yeah.
that bad, the other team?
Slovakia
They
was
were like
ranked
54th or even further?
54th or something, and Belgium was 3. So, again, yes, but this Belgium team, I thought they could finally piece it together at the tournament. Lukaku said, brother, I'm not hitting the net. Don't worry about it. So, again, there's question marks all over. I still think they're too good to not get out of the group and still be a player in this tournament.
So I tell stories sometimes about being behind the bar and all that. And we had some women ask me on the bar once, and we had some women say, excuse me, can I ask you a question? I get that all the time. Can I ask you a question? I'll be like, fuck me, what now?
Yeah.
I smile and I say yes. Anyway, so they said, do European women shave underneath their armpits? And I said, yeah. I said, I've been to France and Italy and I've seen them on the beach, and no, but they some do, some don't. I said, they don't shave. I said, no, a lot of them don't shave underneath their armpits. And these girls went, ugh. I went, no.
What the fuck is she saying you to you for?
No. I said, these European women are smart. Imagine you're a European, you're married, or your boyfriend goes out with his mates, comes home 2:30 in the morning, he's had a few to drink, you're in bed asleep, he wants some. So you tuck it underneath your armpit. And when he's finished, you tuck it underneath the other armpit, and the fucker thinks he's had a threesome. They are so smart, these European women, Ben, I'm telling you, mate.
All right, well, on the note of armpits and all that, we're going to move on. We do have an interview coming up. But one last thing I want to touch on. So I got this shirt on right now, Barry. I got this shirt on. I wanted to let people know that the Londoner is actually selling these shirts for the Euros. They look beautiful. They're incredibly comfortable. So if you come down for a match and you're here, you're having a beer, and you want to get a shirt to remember it by this tournament, the Londoner is selling these.
Buy them now because on the back of the shirt it's got all the teams in the Euros.
It does.
Buy it before your team gets knocked out.
Yep.
No
that
one
way
wants
you can
to
still
fuck
feel
around,
good. You
they
can
don't
still
want it,
feel
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Or you can just, or what you could do is
They
every
actually
time.
have good shirts. I mean, they actually cost us quite a bit because all that colour on the shirts.
It looks really
It
nice.
really is, yeah.
What you can do too is you can get a Sharpie, and every team that gets eliminated on the back, you just draw a line through until there's one left. Follow along.
Harry, that's called a trophy on the front, mate.
That is, yeah. You can try lifting it sometime if you win.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that a little bit more with our guests. We have a great, like I said, Eric the French is coming up. So guys, stick around for that. We'll get that interview going for you right now. Hello and welcome into the interview part of our show. Today we are joined by Eric Cantona, the French. Yes, big French fan, big. Do you want to talk about the sunglasses real quick?
Yeah, all right. So I'm not Eric Cantona,
Oh, wow.
but Eric the King.
It's got that stupid fucking accent. They talk the same.
Yeah, so Barry and Eric have been friends for, actually, I think y'all said you met in 98, right?
98.
Yeah, the year I was born. So you've been friends for my whole life, actually, 25 years. That's crazy. Friends is a nice way to put it. Obviously, Eric here, big French supporter. Barry, a little bit more of an English supporter. So with the Euros going on, we thought it'd be fun to have the rivalry.
If it wasn't for the French, I wouldn't have anybody to hate.
True.
You should put that on a pillow, honestly. You could really knit that on a pillow and put that in the house or something.
sure.
That would be a really good look. If it wasn't for the French, I'd have nothing to hate in cursive on a pillow would look beautiful.
You could do the same thing with the English.
Only you would invite me to an English pub on the anniversary of Waterloo. Because today is June 18th.
Yeah.
So I almost didn't come, but
We won, did we win?
you kind of won because the Prussian helped you, but Waterloo is not an English victory; it's a Prussian victory.
All right, well,
ran off. He ran off. He left his fucking
we're here for the
horse
we're here for the Euros. Fuck your guys' wars and shit. All right, you want to talk about literal wars? Let's talk about
100 years.
Yeah, 100 years. Let's talk about this year. Let's talk about 100 years. Last time Tottenham won a trophy. Anyways, let's get back into this. Let's get into the actual talk. We're here for the Euros. Both of your countries had difficult games to start. Obviously, we're recording this on Tuesday, so the games today, we're gonna have Georgia play Turkey and then Portugal play the Czech Republic later.
I didn't get to watch the French game. I was running around doing stuff for the pubs. I actually didn't see it. I mean, I was
Do you want to talk
score.
about it a little bit? It was 1-0, an own goal. Mbappe missing a clear-cut chance and then breaking his nose afterwards. You would have bet the house on Mbappe to score that chance when it lined up, wouldn't you?
Yes and no. I mean, it's like everybody can miss a goal when the ball bounced, like Giroud missed a kick because the ball
Giroud
bounced.
missed a clear
so
one.
Mbappe did a good header, broke his nose. It's bad for him, bad for France, but I think.
And you said that he's out for 2 games. I've seen reports that he actually tweeted out last night. I don't know if y'all saw this, but he tweeted out like, anyone have any good mask or something, I believe was the rough translation with a laughing face. The running joke with Mbappe, even with his teammates, is that he looks like Michelangelo the Ninja Turtle. Do you think we could see a Ninja Turtle style mask?
Nah, I don't think so. I think he's going to miss the next game for sure, maybe the one after. You don't
But
want
he
to
would
take
have
any
to wear a
chances.
mask.
He's going to wear a mask, but do you think it's going to just be like black, like a LeBron style mask? Do you think he's going to have some fun with it and make it maybe a little more cool?
I think it's going to be just a black mask.
Just a black
I
mask.
don't think it's going to be too fancy.
I'm not gonna lie. Lining up against Mbappe is
Obviously,
scary.
I know, obviously, to protect the nose, but even with it, it's got to affect your vision a little bit. Just this little bit, just that.
Even when a keeper wears it, it's just something that you're not used to sitting on your face. I think it will definitely have a little effect, but again, I think once you're in the game, you forget about it too.
I think it's fear. The most dangerous, he's going to be afraid to do headers. He's going to be afraid to go in full contact. That's what they are
He's
concerned
going to be
about.
afraid when he faces England.
Yeah, he's not going to be
Well, the
afraid.
whole team will.
He doesn't even need to play when he faces England.
Oh my god! See, that'd be a great little pace matchup between him and Kyle Walker on that right-hand side. That's a fun little who's the fastest
Well,
there.
didn't he do it when he played with Man City? Kyle Walker.
Kyle Walker played really well against him.
Yeah.
Kyle Walker kind of got the better of him, if I'm being honest.
I mean, we lost him, and I think the same way PSG might be better after him leaving for Real Madrid, France could be good without him because we're going to have to learn to play without him for the next 2 games. And we've got the offensive players.
You have depth. I thought Cole Moani was pretty poor when he came on.
Colombian is a joke. I mean, this guy's a joke. He is a joke.
Every French fan hates him after the Argentina
and the
miss,
bottom line
don't
is the
you?
guy did well with Frankfurt. Then suddenly he had a good final of the World Cup, and everybody wants him at PSG for $90 million.
Yeah, they paid out the ass for him, and he's young. He can develop, but again, like you don't pay that money for development. You pay that money for proven talent.
Bayern Munich, which is my favorite team outside of France, paid $100 million for Kane. That makes sense. but
Well,
you don't pay 90 million for.
Paid $100 million to guarantee you never win a fucking trophy.
He has a little bit of bad luck, but you know.
Bad luck.
Bad
Bad luck is losing a final. Not winning a fucking trophy for your 30s. That's not bad luck, buddy. That's not bad luck. All right. That's called playing for Tottenham. All right.
No, at least he produced. I mean, they paid a lot for him, but he produced.
Oh, the goals.
Yeah,
but that's never been the problem with Kane, has it? No one's ever been like, oh, Kane's not scoring or Kane's not putting up. No, stats are there. Stats are out the ass. They're incredible. Golden boots in the Prem. You talk about he's done it. The individual awards are there. Playmaking awards, golden boots. He's done it all. But we all know what his greatest flaw is, right? We all know where he falls short, and that is winning a trophy.
I know Real Madrid.
Or shooting penalties against France. He falls very short on that.
Everyone wanted to talk about soccer missing penalties. No one talks about how Kane sent one into orbit against y'all in the semifinal.
He was playing rugby, you know.
Yeah. No, he has his second penalty of the game, too.
He had this fucking playing. He's kicking it against a goalkeeper that knows him inside out.
I think it was Lloris, too, who he already scored. He was the second penalty of the game in that semi, and Saka earned it, and Kane sent it into orbit.
I know Mbappe... Real Madrid didn't cost them a penny other than his wages.
Oh, his wages are.
How much would it have cost him? Do you think
they 2 summers ago offered over £100 million? They're like, we're looking at Neymar money for him.
They should. You talk about transfer money or salary?
Transfer money. Salary's different. They
should have paid 200, 250. I mean, he's better than Neymar.
He's the best player in the world. Mbappe is I'll die on this hill right now today. When fully fit, there is not a better player in the world than Kylian Mbappe.
I mean, especially PSG. Do you watch you must watch the French league when you're watching it.
I do, and I like PSG. I mean, that's a great team, and Mbappe claimed to love PSG, and he didn't re-sign a contract, and then got transferred, so PSG didn't make any money. So in today's world, as we know, love for a team doesn't mean anything. It's whoever pays you more, so that's it, And then
respectfully disagree because there are players that do play for the love and play for the club too. I think it's a Harry Kane. I think it's a case by case scenario, but I would agree that the majority of players now and especially with the Saudi league being introduced coming into it too, you talk about players just tossing their career away for money and going to make a bag, right? We used to see it more so where they retire and come over here. Now it's like, oh, before you even retire, give us your last 1 to 2 good years and you'll never need to struggle again.
Which French team do you follow?
PSG. Actually, I follow a couple of obscure second division team, Ajaccio and Bastia, because of my roots. But in France, I like PSG. Good team, and they're going to be better next year because they're going to be more balanced. They're going to rely less on Mbappe. They're going to basically put together a team, homogeneous team.
I feel like that was the problem with PSG we'll go get every superstar, and as we've seen with not just PSG, but I think Man United are a great case of this as well. Just because you have good players doesn't make you a good team. Because if you look at PSG talent-wise, I mean, Mbappe, Neymar back in the day, this isn't this year, but like Dembele, Marquinhos, Thiago Silva was there for a long time. Ugarte.
Who was the winger, the Argentinian skinny bastard?
Di Maria or Lavezzi. Ezekiel Lavezzi is another one that used to play there. But you look at all this talent they used to have, and it's like, well, you have all these great players, but you don't gel well. And then you look at other teams such as like Leicester in 2016 and other teams like a Villa this past year. It's like you may not on paper have all the talent, but the way that your manager works and the way that you can work your profiles, you're a better team.
What stage of France getting knocked out this year? I mean, last 16.
Past the group.
I'm not even going to answer that question, So my goal is for France to beat England in the final with Harry Kane shooting a penalty above the crossbar. That would be fantastic.
No, we've learned our lesson.
And I will come to London. I will be at the London.
I've got a fun one for y'all. Between France and England, how about whoever goes further, the loser has to wear the opposing team's national. I have an English kit, so I can help you out if needed here. The loser has to wear the opposing team's kit to either a bar or on the next podcast for Barry.
Before I agree with that, I want to remind Barry that he will owe me $20 because if England doesn't win the Euro, you owe me $20. Remember? Yeah. So that's number one. So your bet?
My bet is for you two. If England goes further than France, you will come to Barry's pub wearing the English kit. I will provide that for you. It's the 08 red one with the 3 lions right in the middle. Don't worry, I'll take care of him. And if France goes further in the tournament, you can either give Barry a kit or I have another French kit too if needed, and I'll make sure Barry wears it on the podcast.
That I could agree with that, but I would like to remind Barry of a story one time where we had his team versus my team, the French team versus the English team.
We
played at Reunion Arena.
Yeah. Okay.
And the bet was if you lose, and you were a great host, you invited the whole team for dinner at the Londoner in Addison, that was fantastic. But the bet was if we win, and we did win, you're gonna have a French flag over the mirror at the Addison Londoner for 1 week. So here we are,
Okay.
Saturday night, packed house.
Yeah.
Barry jumps on his bar, grabs the French flag, and pretends to wipe his rear end with it.
I don't think he pretended, but go on.
He did.
That's very disrespectful.
He did because he had his pants on, so I'm sure he didn't. Then he put it on the mirror. It stayed there 2 days, so he didn't honor his bet.
I put it up there.
2 days. The bet was 1
I had
week.
to take it down. It smelled of shit.
You gotta let him have that.
All right,
We'll keep this. We'll keep this. Our fans, our followers will know that the loser will wear the opposing team's jersey either in a bar or on the
But
podcast.
you are gonna have to make him pay because he does.
I'll make sure.
Okay.
I'll make sure. I'll make sure that he wears a French kit on the pod if you go further than England. That being said,
I'll tell you
England
what,
won.
I will be buried in that shirt. Because if we lose and I have to wear that shirt, I'll fucking put it on, then shoot myself.
I'll say this. Jesus Christ, Barry. Fuck's sake, man. Relax.
I'll be buried
That
in
is
it.
so aggressive. I'll say this, though. England have actually managed to score a goal by themselves this tournament. France relied on an own goal to
Still
get through
haven't
that
scored.
first
You still
game.
haven't scored.
Back on the game from yesterday, it was a tough game. I mean, it was very physical. Austria played France very well.
Austria's a good team.
I didn't expect them to be that good, that aggressive. They were putting pressure on the French. The French obviously are not running on all cylinders yet. They probably will at some point, but it was a surprisingly aggressive, Austrian team.
I agree.
And I thought the outcome of this game should have been a 0-0 or 1-1.
I agree.
I know it was an own goal. Was the ball going on target or was it nowhere near
Mbappe
target? I
crossed
didn't see
it,
it.
tried to cross. He was like on the byline trying to cross it back in the
Yeah, it
middle,
wasn't going on
and the guy
target.
tried to head it and just headed it down into the
Oh,
far
did he?
corner by
He
accident.
was going to head it further, but he didn't. This is very dangerous for a defender to do that anyway. When you are trying to put the ball away in front of your goal,
You had to hit
don't
it.
do that.
Yeah,
Head it
you can't glance it. You gotta hit the shit out of it.
sideways or forward, not backwards toward
Yeah.
the goal ever.
But it worked for France. The defense looked good. Saliba, Upamecano looked to be the clear starting.
Didn't your goalie save one with his feet? It was like a certain...
Mainan,
Goalkeeper,
Mike Magnan.
Mike Magnan.
Yeah.
He had a really good save when it was 0-0 with his foot early in the game.
He's the best that we have available in France
does he
right
play
now.
for?
He plays for AC Milan.
Milan,
Okay.
I see.
Yeah, he's been there for a
Like
while.
his left defender, Hernandez. Theo
Yeah,
Hernandez.
Teo Hernandez. So you got a couple.
And Giroud.
Well, Hernandez was injured the last tournament, wasn't he? In the World Cup.
The
I think
other
he got
one,
injured.
The other one.
Hernandez. The
Oh,
brother.
The
How
other
many
one.
you got?
There's
Two.
two. There's brothers. One
His
plays for
brother that
The
plays
PSG.
Mexican team had 10 of them.
Yeah,
One plays for
Oh, boy.
PSG, and the other plays for one's a center back that plays for PSG, and he can play left back. He used to play for Bayern. The others
Yeah.
played for Milan for
and
many
he got
years.
injured and he missed the World
And he's,
Cup.
I'd say the left back's the better one.
Yeah,
Teo, I'd say
I like
Teo.
both, but
What's your ideal final? Obviously, you lot. Who would you really want in the final? It's got to be England, isn't it?
honestly, I would like to see France in the final, of course. I would like to see France beat England. But there is a team that I think has a very good chance to win the whole thing is Germany. Germany has
Yeah.
been losing consistently for the past 10 years. Germany doesn't lose that for that long.
And they looked good.
They
They
looked
looked like they figured out their front three for the first time in a long time.
You know Germany. You know what the guy used to say, the English guy? Football is a game 11 against 11. At the end, Germany wins.
Yep.
And that was the forward. What his
come
name? He became a journalist. And
Lineker?
yeah, that's it.
Gary
That's it.
Lineker.
Gary Lineker.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and so Germany has a very good chance to take it all. I think.
Well, they've got
Look.
Crew, because they said Crew, I forget who they played the other day, well, Scotland. But Crew, no. But they said Cruz was allowed to just do there and just pick off where he wanted, you know?
He completed 101 out of 102 passes, 99% pass accuracy. This is his final hurrah. Obviously, he's retired from Madrid. This is it for his career. It's after this Euros. He's gonna retire. But I'm gonna prop my boy here. Kai Havertz looked brilliant for Germany. I think they finally nailed down that number 9 position. And then you throw in the fact that they have Füllkrug off the bench as a big man. Not that Havertz isn't a big man, but Füllkrug's a big man, number 9 type profile with the pace their wingers have. And look at the midfield too. Musiala, Wirtz, like they.
Yeah.
I agree. They
Did you
look
hear
good.
that Füllkrug broke the hand of a fan
How?
in practice? He was shooting the ball. It went so hard that a guy tried to get it and broke his hand.
Good God.
Seriously, I mean,
Yeah.
this guy is doing exactly what I wish the French people would do. We need to shoot outside the box. France sometimes
They
is
wanna
going
walk
back.
it
To,
in.
They
don't
always wanna
walk
walk it
That's
in.
the original French
That's
effect.
Dembele and Mbappe thing. They want to get right next to the keeper and just pass the ball.
Yeah.
net.
Mostly Dembele, actually.
It is
Mbappe can
Dembele.
shoot,
It
but-
is Dembele
but
a lot.
This is why I think the guy has talent, but he's really annoying me when he plays. It's like, don't go in.
You don't
you're,
have to.
18, 19, 20 meters, shoot the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you
That's
have a
kind of
chance.
always been his problem. Is he wants the perfect finish ever since
I
his
would
Dortmund days.
not play him next game. I know some people.
Were you
might
surprised
disagree.
Giroud were left on the bench? I know he's old.
Barcola and comment with Giroud in the middle.
So you would bench Thuram as well?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, did you? Thuram didn't do anything
I
yesterday.
thought he was okay. I thought he was okay.
Okay,
He
yeah,
was.
but
He was
at
more.
that
I
level,
thought
you
that he
expect
was
more,
more willing
okay.
to take his men on 1v1 than Dembele was. Dembele wanted to slow the game down, but when Thuram got into 1v1, he wanted to go a little bit.
Dembele is what we call, tricoté in French.
Yeah.
It's knitting. It's knitting. It's like tick, tick, tick.
It has to be
And-
perfect, precise,
yeah,
very
and
neat,
it's-
very
it's-
neat.
Thuram may be more stronger than Dembele,
Yeah.
but he might not. I would try Barcola, Coman, and Giroud. Giroud doesn't have 90 minutes in him.
God no.
Play him 50 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes maybe.
60.
Yeah, 60. 60 is a magic number. Giroud will
Fuck
score
it, give him
the
an
goal.
hour. Give him an hour.
Give him out. He is the all-time French leading goal scorer, isn't he?
Yeah, 57 goals in 134.
It's ridiculous. You think of all the great strikers France has had. Now that Giroud
I
is in,
know-
but like Giroud really being the top over the likes of like Benzema and Henry.
Mbappe is gonna catch up
Oh,
with him.
Mbappe is gonna break every record known to man.
But you know, Mbappe, what I don't like is like Giroud is about to retire. Mbappe is young and will break the record. When there's a penalty, he doesn't let Giroud shoot it. Let Giroud shoot it, get a few more goals. You're gonna catch up with him.
I
at some
disagree.
point.
I disagree. If Mbappe is their number one penalty taker, I don't think you give away penalties for charity. I think you, unless the game is out of
He's
reach.
missed a couple.
So is Giroud.
So who did they put up front instead of Giroud? I know he's on the bench.
So
at
I'm
first.
from Barcola, plays for PSG. Coman plays for Bayern Munich.
Yep, I'm
You know,
aware.
Ah, okay,
little, little biased over there. If Coman doesn't do well, then put Dembele back in. Put Thuram instead of
Thuram plays for
Giroud.
Inter.
Midfield, Kanté is amazing.
Conte's insane.
this guy is
He's
incredible.
still so good.
I mean, he's
That's all I read about. They're all just saying how Conte was
Someone-
him.
someone
He was
has-
not man of the
someone-
match.
So we're going to keep this. I want to go
Yeah.
through the French 11 with you, and I want to go through the best English 11 with you. We're going to talk.
I don't
and
know the best English 11.
We're going to talk through
And
it.
Kane 11 times.
Well, zero
There you go, let's
trophies.
sort that one
Zero
out.
trophies for you then,
There
buddy.
you go.
Yeah, there you go. So let's finish the French. So you want Coman, Giroud, Barcola. You want Conte as your obvious defensive mid. Who are your other two midfielders?
of course, Griezmann.
Griezmann, brilliant.
You know,
brilliant.
and
Rabiot?
Sorry, Rabiot, of course.
Rabiot?
Yeah,
I think his
Rabiot.
size and his
Size
tracking
and,
back,
he's,
yeah.
So I think this is good as Griezmann as the old number 10 style, you know.
He's really good. Well,
organizing
he can also
things
just
like
play as a 6 or an 8. Even he can not maybe as 6, but more as an 8. He can go box to box.
He can as well.
Yeah.
He's getting, he's 32 years old or
So-
something like that, so he doesn't have the speed that he used to have. He was never a fast player to begin with, but I would say that's a solid midfield. I'm a strong supporter of 4-3-3. That's,
Okay.
I
So-
mean, the 4-4-2, the 4-3-2-1. Now,
So
a
let's
good
do
4-3-3.
so let's do your back. So obviously Magnan in net.
Yeah,
No
Magnan,
doubt. Right back?
A right back, I would put. Oh shoot, the guy
Pavard or Klaus?
Pavard.
Pavard, I agree.
Pavard, you know.
He's got more experience at the top level. Nothing against Klaus. He's really good. Been great for Marseille. He's
You
made
know-
his moves up in the French league, but
Hold on a second. I mean, Klaus is from Marseille. He's a great player. But you're asking me if I would put a Marseille player on the French national team. I'm from Paris.
So you're biased.
Yeah, I'm very
Yeah,
biased.
so
you know.
you're not gonna
So
do that.
It's like one of the Manchester United guys talking about Manchester City. You know, so there's that.
you don't like that. You don't like the crossover having a
Yeah,
Marseille
no
player.
crossover, yeah,
So
but
there would be
Pavard on the
so
right.
when he played for Lens, there was a much better chance of you
Yes.
being like, oh, he
Yes.
could play in the French national.
I am a fan. I am not objective.
I love how
I'm
Bottomy's like,
prejudiced.
yeah, I'm biased as hell.
I'm
He's a
biased
great
as hell.
player.
I'm biased as hell.
But okay, so center backs.
Center back Upamecano.
Yep.
And Saliba, which is
I know
gonna
you're
make you
biased for
happy.
Upamecano
And
as
Hernandez
well.
on the left.
Teo.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now let's move to England. Barry, what's your ideal English front three?
Oh, fucking hell, don't watch it.
Get your country. Okay, I'll
I watched it, but I'm watching. I mean,
Kane,
obviously you got Kane, you got.
Saka.
But I was watching.
Because
the
Foden
game-
didn't play well for y'all.
No, he didn't, and they were saying that. But another thing as well, I think I checked this. Did I text you this morning about it?
Potentially.
Goalkeeper.
Pickford?
That's him.
Yep.
Anyway, he just gets it and he keeps launching the ball up there.
That's what he does.
Completely over your midfield.
Yep.
Kane's having a try. Kane's not
Kane
the
had
best
2
person.
touches. Kane had 2
He's not
touches
the
in the
best
first
person.
half of the
Some
game.
centre forwards get lodged out. They can get up there and nod it down. He's not the best at doing that, even if he had to. You know.
I think he's pretty good.
Well,
but
yeah, but they would launch it up there and then just. My mate was talking about it the other day, and they're just completely missing the midfield. Nowadays, you play it out the back, don't you?
I'll say this. I thought that England's best players were Bellingham and Saka against Serbia. I thought Saka specifically was. I mean, he got the assist and he was
Did
ripping his man.
Rice a little bit quiet? I mean, he was.
I don't think Rice is being asked to do anything flashy. I think he's being asked to do the dirty work of like sit back, clean up the ball, get the ball to Jude or to Foden, who can facilitate a little bit more.
Trippier, are they going to bring
He's
Shaw in
playing
as soon as
left
they
back.
can?
I don't think so. Southgate has loved Trippier
He's good.
for a long time. It's crazy. England has 3 right backs in their starting 11. You have Trent playing center mid, Walker playing right back, and Trippier playing left back. I think the emergence of Mark Gahey has been a really good thing to see for England with Maguire
That's the one
coming
I like,
out.
the Crystal Palace bloke.
Yeah, the Palace bloke.
No, that's good.
Palace have the most players in England's national
Do they?
team.
No,
Did you not
the
know that
Crystal-
with
you know-
4?
Really?
Crystal Palace, they have
He came from Chelsea.
Gahey?
No, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
They
A lot
sold
of
him
them.
to
So did
Palace.
Declan Rice.
Everybody.
So did
everybody.
Everybody gets the fuck
You know?
out of there and then they
Yeah.
get good,
well,
right?
we don't like that. We like to go out and pay 150 million for Brighton for him.
Yeah, on that note, my Ukraine prediction was shit. Mudryk played like ass. They got.
He said
I thought
team
Ukraine
of
were going to do
Ukraine.
something. I said, look out for Ukraine. They couldn't make some noise. They got the shit kicked out. I also said Belgium would be great. They lost too
Yeah,
because
they
Lukaku couldn't finish a damn. He couldn't
Oh,
finish it.
no.
Well, he could finish his dinner, but
He
you know,
had 2
I mean,
offsides. One of them they said it was a joke.
one of them was a joke. It was like a handball in the
Yeah.
build-up or something. It had nothing to do with the actual finish.
Belgium missed the opportunity. Their golden team is gone. I mean, their player
Well, the
all
thing
about
that
to
I didn't
retire.
get, the thing I didn't get is they started Castile's in net over Courtois. I don't know if Courtois is injured, but he just played a Champions League final.
Did they
He
really?
was
I
injured
mean,
Yeah.
they
most
looked
of
at
the
it.
year. Most of the
I know
year.
he was injured most of the year, but he played the Champions League final,
Yeah.
so he was healthy. So I don't get the
And he did a
decision
few
of.
good saves in that
He
final.
had a great.
Yeah.
He had,
I
he had
think
great saves.
there is a disagreement between him and the coach. And
There's a
that
lot
doesn't
of beef in Belgium. The Belgium hates each other. Their team kind of hates. Like
Yeah.
the players, like if I'm dead serious, like Courtois dates De Bruyne's ex-girlfriend or is married to his ex-girlfriend. Like it's weird dynamics in that team. Like
That
they
usually
don't.
doesn't help.
Yeah, no shit. They do not. Yeah, they do not like each other.
They sound more like a bunch of hillbillies than footballers.
Well, they played like it.
Yeah,
You know, they
yeah.
did. They outplayed.
Yeah,
it
married to my
was
cousin.
Slovakia.
And a second cousin. And,
Okay, easy there, Alabama.
Yeah.
Okay, so realistically, do you guys think that England and France is the final? You don't see anyone else causing trouble at this tournament?
Germany, like I told you, Germany.
can we avoid each other the way it's set up to get to the
I'm
final?
not sure. We don't
I
know
don't
yet
know.
because
We
we,
don't know
we need
yet,
to see who finishes
Alright.
where in each group and
As
then
long
third place
as long
team.
as we
So,
play you and we beat you, I don't care when. Could be
so if you
quarterfinals,
were to play each
semifinals.
other, give me score predictions. What do you think the score would be if you two played each other?
Low scoring, 2-1 for France.
Who do you think would score?
I don't know.
Too much. What would you think if England were to play France? What's the score?
Reversed.
2-1 reverse.
2-1, yeah, we'll give them a go. We'll give them a go.
Yeah.
All right, and then you said Germany is your other team. Do you have anyone else that you're concerned about this tournament?
I said before, I thought Portugal maybe. Spain
We'll
looked
see
good
them.
the other day.
We'll
Spain
Spain
see
looked
looked good.
today. We'll see today.
Portugal versus Czech
But
Republic.
as you said, this wanker here texts me
Yeah.
straight after the game. I'm not impressed with the 3 Lions. You didn't fucking text me yesterday. I'm not impressed with France, did you?
No, of course not.
No, you didn't. You should have done.
No. I can
Wankers.
I'm biased. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
By
well,
definition.
I gotta respect. I will say one more thing about France that like threw me off. The fucking chicken on their shirt is so goddamn big. The new one, not yours.
have
Those
they
of you-
really?
The new one. The shit's
Yeah.
should have its own. It should have its own area code.
Maybe it's not a chicken. It's a rooster.
Rooster?
So
Forgive me.
it's a bit different. I mean,
Yeah.
in the
No,
concept.
the thing, the
badge,
it's
the
a
emblem.
rooster.
The
The
rooster.
players are chickens.
Yeah. Well, hey, not Saliba. We
That's
don't slander William Saliba around here. He's French.
Yes.
Their best center back.
Yes.
You glad you came on?
He's the
show?
Mbappe. He's the
Okay.
Mbappe of center back. You can hate him too because he played for
Hey,
Marseille
I've
if
got
you
a-
want.
I've got a friend of mine, Johnny Horn.
Okay.
When I lived in England, any time we'd go to a French restaurant, any time, we'd go there, and every time he did it, hey waiter, do you have frog legs? Oui, monsieur. Well, jump over the bar and get me a beer. Every fucking time we went into a French restaurant.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's classic.
That's
classic.
English humor for you. It has to be understood and taken with a grain of salt. But this guy has a good sense of humor.
He
also.
does. So one more question for you away from France, but to Bayern. How do you feel this year, trophyless for the first time in forever?
You know, we won 10, 11 leagues in a row.
10, yeah.
You know, so I'm good. We have to leave it for the other one. We have to regroup. Bayern is at the transition period. Some people need to go. They're too old. New players need to come in. Not sure about the new coach. You know,
I'm about to say company. I'm not saying that
he was good.
I'm not saying he can't be a great manager because he did. Winning the championship is not easy. That's a very difficult feat for any manager. I know it's the second tier of English football. Winning it's not easy, but to go from relegation in the Premier League, and let's be honest, it wasn't even that close of a relegation. He was pretty. We were talking about them buried when we were in December. We were like, oh, Burnley and Sheffield are probably done. But to then go to Bayern Munich, I mean, what a jump, right?
You know, and the fact Bayern had to pay
Burnley
to transfer
to
him.
buy him out.
A guy that was not very happy was Harry Kane. He was like, really? I'm not going to get a trophy with this guy. But maybe
Well, he hasn't had one literally fucking ever in his life, so I don't know.
Maybe the Bundesliga, the Champions League, I don't think so.
Who else was in the mix if they didn't?
Zidane, they were talking about Zidane.
Zidane wouldn't have gone to
Zidane didn't want to go.
Tuchel, I thought Tuchel should have stayed. I thought he should have just kept Thomas
I
Tuchel.
think
He's
he
a
should have
winner.
done that.
He's a
I
winner.
agree.
He's a born winner. You can ask Chelsea over there.
But then you've got Leverkusen. Everyone knows about them now. So
Everyone knows about that. The Xavi Alonso, and they got some
but
great
Borussia
talent.
Dortmund, their manager quit.
Yeah, well, these
it's going to be a little bit
they're
different
signing
next
for their
year.
new manager, Nuri Sahin, former player. I feel very old because I grew up playing with Nuri Sahin on my video games as a player. So now he's managing this team. I'm like, oh my god, I'm getting older over here too.
We all are.
Yeah, I thought that was shocking.
What a different thing. Brighton's just taken one, 31 years old. An
American,
fucking Yank.
yeah. No, crazy, and Deserby's going to leave.
A lot of players and a lot of guys in the running for being Bayern's coach. Bayern made their pick. I wish them the best. I hope they do well. I mean, I am a Frenchman from Paris, but I've been a Bayern Munich fan since 1975.
How do you get there? How did you get that connect?
When I was watching at the Parc des Princes, I was a kid. I was watching Bayern beat Leeds 2-0 on May 28, 1975.
May 28?
They beat who?
Leeds United.
Oh, no.
Billy
Leeds
Brandon.
United lost to Bayern Munich 2-0. That's for the Leeds fan that listen. Wankers.
Sorry, yeah, just turn that off.
Yeah,
that's our fault. We should have told you beforehand.
Yeah.
We're recording live. We can cut it out.
So it's probably. That's some French fan that are complaining about my.
How are you complaining? You haven't been playing today.
No, it's not that. About the team I put together.
Oh, really?
I thought I'm like, you won. You got a 1-0 win on the own goal. I would be
At the end
thrilled
of the
with
day,
that.
I mean, obviously you'd have liked to have played better. I'd like to have seen England play a little bit better than they did in some way. But
the thing that England
it's
has
3
going,
points.
There's only one thing that England has going against them, and that's Gareth Southgate. Like you have to play his ball, which is killer. Because you look at everyone watches England, and they're like a front three of Foden, Kane, and Saka with Bellingham in midfield and Rice to protect. How can you fuck this up? And it's like, well, Gareth Southgate can stop him.
I read something saying he's too cautious.
He is.
At the early stages, you have to be anyway. I get
agree.
it.
I agree early in the tournament, but I think the thing is we've seen that he keeps that policy throughout
the team I was
entire
reading about
tournament.
yesterday was Turkey. Someone's saying they got their golden generation.
Yeah, everyone said that about Turkey in 2020 Euros
I know,
too.
but
and they
this
got
is one.
wiped.
I don't know.
You know, I don't want to be on record, so you might want to stop the recording right here.
No,
But
keep it going.
no, I'm kidding.
Put the glasses on; they won't notice you.
Actually, England has not a bad team together. And look at those young guys in offense. I mean,
So much
and
talent.
there's so much talent, but it doesn't seem to gel. At least you finally got a decent goalkeeper. It took you 20 years to get a decent goalkeeper.
England have 3 good goalkeepers right now.
I know, but you used to not have any for like the past 15, 20 years.
That's a little disrespectful to Joe Hart, in my opinion. I thought he was top class during his day.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
he kind of.
Joe Hart?
Yes.
For men's,
Yes,
yeah,
Golden
men's
Glove
City.
winner, multiple time
Yeah.
Golden Glove winner in the Premier League.
Yeah,
He's-
Golden Glove winner in England, an English player. I mean, whatever. It's I'm just.
What do you,
Always
what
got
do
to
you
remember
do? Playing the league that he's in. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. He's playing in the highest level of football, and he's winning the highest goalkeeper award, and you're like, oh yeah, whatever, man.
Ben,
what more can you do?
Ben,
Anyway,
when you're talking to a Frenchman,
When
about England, don't expect logic or anything to come
I was
into
about to
it.
say, like, there's
You always end up with a conversation. Oh, fuck off! That's the only way to end it with a
Well, there
Frenchman
was
when
a
they're
French
talking about
goalkeeper.
England.
There was a French goalkeeper, the number 1 France goalkeeper, Lloris, played in England forever. What did he win?
because he was playing for Tottenham.
That's all. I actually
I
wanted that
knew you
answer.
were-
I set
you
you
were
up.
like
I set
setting
you
me
up
up for
to
that.
that answer.
So now you give me the 20 we talked
He
about.
won the
before.
World Cup.
He
won the World Cup, didn't he?
He did win a World Cup.
Yeah,
He
okay.
did win a World Cup.
Yeah,
And
at
before
least
that, it was
he was-
Fabian, wasn't it? That
in-
ball-headed fucker in
England.
goal.
What?
For France?
The last time we won the World Cup, was it Fabien in goal or whoever? Who's a goalkeeper?
No,
Bald-headed
it was
fuck.
Loris. That was Loris.
Before
No,
that, the
before
one
that,
before that.
98.
Barthez.
Barthez, that's it. Fabien Barthez.
He
That's
went
the
to
name,
play
isn't
for Man U for a couple of years
Is it
ago.
Fabien Barthez? His
That's
name?
one way to remember.
Fabien Barthez, I think, I don't
That's
know
it,
what
yeah.
he does. He's somewhere retiring in France. He was a good goalkeeper. A little short for today's modern goalkeeper, but really
No, I remember
aggressive, really good reflexes.
Yeah.
But no, goalkeepers, I mean, you want them to be good playing with their feet, with their hands, come out on corners.
Yeah,
on their
really,
line.
nowadays,
No,
you
it's
just
like,
can't.
I mean-
You need to be another defender. You
Yes.
need to be another defender. You are at least
Absolute.
if you look at the top teams with modern goalkeepers, the Arsenals, the Man Cities, the Bayern Munichs, the Inter Milans, right? Your goalkeeper isn't your fifth defender. He plays with his feet. He gets you out of the back. He's checking, getting angles on everything. It's completely different than what it
Look
used
at
to
a
be.
fantastic goalkeeper in Europe, Donnarumma, the Italian guy.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
goalkeeper on his line is unbeatable. It doesn't do very well with his feet. And now the whole team wants him to do that, but all the goalkeepers, they want that. Donnarumma is being questioned in
Donnarumma's
Paris.
like a 7-foot tall
Yeah, I know.
behemoth
He's
of a
fantastic,
human. Yeah,
but he's being questioned
He's also like
in Paris.
24 or something too. Like
Yeah.
he's so young, and for goalkeepers, their
He's
peak is so
old.
much later than that of an average
Yeah.
player. Because you look at like Neuer is still top of the game, right? And you look at other goalkeepers like Ederson is not a young boy. David Raya has been around for a little bit. Other top goalkeepers in Europe, right? Courtois, probably the best in the world in my opinion. He's not a young boy by any means. So for goalies like Donnarumma, who again he's so young, like
Yeah.
give it time.
Yeah, and Paris are questioning him. They hired a new Russian goalkeeper to push him a little bit. The guy is not going to
He
take his
already
place.
drove Keylor Navas out of town. Like he's done enough, for in my opinion. Like they had Areola as well on their books for a while too. He's the one that's
Which
like
is
the
the
third.
third goalkeeper in the French
And they
national
didn't
team.
take him. They didn't. France did not. I don't know if you guys know this. Fun fact for you: France only took 25 players to the Euros. Didier Deschamps did not want a third goalkeeper. As we train 11v11 in training, I'm not taking one.
No.
He was allowed. Yes, he was. I listened on the broadcast yesterday. He was allowed 26 spots, and he did not take a third goalkeeper because he doesn't want to play an extra one in training. He only took 25 players. He only took. A little fun fact.
Keepers?
Took two keepers. Didn't take a third because he doesn't want him to stand around in training. Left an empty spot on the France roster. Only took 25 players to the Euros
You know why?
because he doesn't want to have a third one wait around in
I think he
training.
plays for West Ham.
I mean, he used to play for PSG and he was
Yeah, no,
making.
but he plays for West Ham.
Well, even when he was making West Ham on loan, he was still making the French squad. So you know.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyways, we do have to wrap up this segment, Eric. I love having you on.
Hey,
this
I want
Euros
to talk about goalkeepers because to be a goalkeeper anyway,
Yeah.
out of everybody on the team, usually goalkeeper, if you make one mistake, it's a goal. If you one little bit, you let it slip through your hands.
Typically,
Now it's
yeah.
even worse. I mean, now you've got to pass here and pass there. It's going to be. I mean, I haven't really seen it that much when he does
Well,
a
I
fucking
saw
shit
it in
pass.
America versus Colombia in that friendly. The first goal Colombia scored was because Matt Turner couldn't play out with his feet and chipped it straight to the Colombia
Yeah,
player.
no,
Two
it's-
passes
it's-
later, bang, goal,
yeah.
right? Like it's 1-2.
yeah,
It's
and they're going to
fast.
get the blame. No, it's tough being a goalkeeper.
It is. It's a very difficult position, but we do have to wrap. Love this Euros chat. I gotta say. So obviously you're picking France to win. So I normally want to end with like a fun question, but like I feel like we've gotten all of them out of the way. We know who you're going with. We know who you're going
France
with.
or Germany, that's the...
No chance for England. Okay, how about this? I'll end with this. I'll ask both of you this. How far do you think England will go in the tournament? And then Barry, I'll ask you the same for France. And I want serious answers here, please. We're wrapping up this interview.
Serious answer?
Serious answer. How far do
They're gonna pass the first round. They're gonna go. They're gonna get lucky, play one more.
So round of 8 right now.
Yeah.
We're at the round of 8. We're in the quarterfinals. They
They're
lose in
done.
the quarterfinals.
Yes.
Barry for France.
Is that it? Quarterfinals and then they're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think France will obviously get through their group, especially starting with a win. So let's put them into that next round already.
Obviously, I want to say no. They get to the final because you have to believe that when you're watching it. I mean, if you're watching it,
I think they're the deepest team in the tournament.
yeah.
Depth-wise.
If you're watching it and you're thinking, oh, I say, okay, well, fuck me, we're going to be out the next round. You know, so I don't know why I've lost at me watch, but I don't fucking have one.
Quarter past a freckle over there.
Hey,
Looking over, we're
hey,
good.
Listen, I'm old school.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go to nightclubs anymore. I say to a girl, call me.
What is this?
They
What
know
is
you're
this?
up, yeah, call me.
Yeah.
Uh,
But so where do you think France end up? You think final? I agree. I agree. I think they're the best team in the tournament. I said this weeks ago. I think that y'all
I
are the
still think that.
deepest team.
I would love to see France England final if that's the group and how
that
it
would-
works
yeah,
out.
of course.
Just
Oh, that would be a
Can I
party.
reserve a seat at the London Arena?
Yes,
can't
sir.
be that reserved seats for
Because
anybody.
it's like, I tried to go there
Yeah.
an hour before the final of the World Cup.
Yeah, good
there
luck,
was
buddy.
There was a line around the
You should
block.
have camped out the night before.
I know, it's exactly. I was
And
like,
you can have this
and
on
it-
record?
England wasn't even playing, so-
Oh, England didn't make a World Cup final. Surprising news to me. Who would have guessed?
And again,
And the only time they did, they scored a goal that didn't count.
They did make the Euro finals last time,
No,
though.
in
Where
1966, you know that goal that was not behind the line? Was not a goal.
You're talking about the one against
that one
Germany?
with
The
Jeff
Lampard?
Russell, the Russian,
Are you talking about Lampard?
the Russian-
Lampard, the one that went bar down?
1966.
Oh no, this is way before. This is way
I was
before.
at the game. I was right behind the goal. It was fucking that much over the line. I was 12 years
All
old.
right, before these two get into a huge debate about over the line or not, we just want to give a big thanks to Eric for coming out.
Thank you,
guys. Make sure.
Eric Cantona.
Yeah, we're not calling him
Keep the
that.
last hit on quick.
Yeah, but
Next-
one big thank you for him coming out, sharing your stories with France, and
Thank
talking
you.
England, talking Euros with us. Guys, make sure you're still
And-
coming to the Londoner for these games. It's an absolute blast. It is packed here on game day.
Yeah, and
so.
know the words to Sweet Caroline, because we play that every time you win. Also, we will let the French in, and again, we will not serve them.
There you
But
go.
we'll let them in.
There you go.
So
That's the
make
new-
sure
You wear
That-
your French national jersey.
That is the new. Just to wrap this up, that is the
bring your own
newspaper
baguette.
ad that got Eric to come to the pub. Was that the Londoner had an ad that said we will serve the French, or we will have the French come in, but we will not serve them, and that's what got him to come to London in first place. So
And I can't get rid of him.
there
20
we go.
fucking years.
Thank you again, Eric. This was great.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. And thank you to Eric, and guys, and make sure you stick around because whoever goes further, we're going to see Barry in a French jersey. We're going to see Eric in an English jersey. One of their skin's going to burn. We're going to find out. But Barry, let's wrap up like we always do. Oh, actually, before Wanker of the Week, I do want to mention Copa America is starting this week. The USA will be playing their first game here in Dallas, Arlington, at AT&T Stadium against Bolivia this coming Sunday, the 23rd. So if you're local to the Dallas area and you're looking to go to some soccer, looking to see a game, USA kicking off Copa's pretty cool.
Hey, and if anybody promises
Yeah?
to run onto the field,
Yes.
I'll give them a Londoner shirt they can wear when they do it.
You get one of these shirts.
get one of these
You
for
get one of
free.
these shirts. One of these
get one
shirts
of
if you
these,
run on the field.
onto AT&T Stadium.
You're basically, it's free
Yeah.
money. It's free money. And don't worry about the security guards and tasers or anything
Yeah.
else at the stadium. There's snipers,
Yeah.
whatever. Like, literally, you'll be fine. You'll get a
and
free t-shirt.
Ben will pay the fine.
I will not pay the fine. We are not. That is, let me clear that up right now. Actually, I will not pay the fine. I'll be there. I'll be working. I'll watch you from where I sit at work, and I'll be like, oh man, like, well, I'll tell Barry to get him a shirt. But
Hey, you're going to be there. I
Yeah.
want you to text me. Fuck me, you're never going to believe this.
yeah, just gotta go to the side of the I want the Londoner shirt and start streaking across the field. But all right, so yeah, Copa's coming up. We're gonna talk about Copa again next week. Obviously after it started, there'll be more Euros coverage for you guys next week. But let's wrap as we always do. Barry, the wanker of the week. Do you have a person?
Not a person.
Okay.
The wankers of the week are the French that live over here. I'll tell you why.
I feel like that's pretty biased off of our interview.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
And, and you'll agree with me.
I'm sure I will.
They come over here,
Yeah.
and they talk with this silly fucking bonjour monsieur, bonjour madame, and they think the women thinks it's sexy. Bonjour madame, with silly fucking accent. No.
Barry,
You come
he's
over here from
he's
London.
just French.
Okay, you
He's
tell
just
me.
French. That's
You
just
tell
how
me.
he talks.
You tell me what sounds sexier, okay?
Okay.
Bonjour madame, or all right, love. Thank you.
Yeah.
Got 'em. All right,
Yeah.
love.
Well, isn't French known as the language of
Fucking
love because it's
bonjour,
like
madame.
romantic
Anyway,
and
who's your
sounds?
wanker of the week?
Philip Walter Foden.
Who?
Philip Walter Foden. I thought he was abysmal for England. I thought he was absolutely abysmal to come in with all the hype of let's build the team around him, and then for him to deliver that stinker. Yeah, buddy, he's the
Is
wanker
it
of
where
the
they're
week.
playing him, or is it? I mean, I know you can
So,
say that.
Well,
but
there's
what they're asking of him.
the Foden cycle of oh well he's on a left wing, he's on a right wing, and then he plays shit in whatever position he's in, and there's oh well it's because he's this, then they play him there, and it's well because he's this. I think he's a really good player. I don't think that you need to build the England team around him. I'm biased as hell. Saka outplayed everybody, barbelling him on that pitch.
He's going to show up the next game because he knows the criticism.
Well, he needs to because
he will.
if he doesn't, I think Gordon might get a run in on that left wing over him. England's player of the year for the last 2 years, Saka, the one who steps up, provides the assist, was skinning his man in the first half. I think that I love when he plays for England because everyone else is finally like, oh wait, Saka's really good, and Arsenal fans are just like, yeah, buddy, we've been trying to tell you, but you hate us.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give it to
We'll
Foden.
see.
I'm gonna give it to Foden, but. Again, stick around next week, guys. A lot more Euro coverage, a lot more Copa coverage, and again, maybe someone gets a free shirt before next week.
Yeah.
Who knows?
And I haven't called you a septic for a while, have I?
I know you haven't.
You're getting a new one.
Oh boy,
Jam roll.
jam roll.
Jam roll.
Do you want to elaborate before we wrap?
You're American and what?
Polish.
Polish. Jam
Yeah.
roll is slang for pole.
All right, I'll take it.
No,
Yeah.
he's a jam roll.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were Polish because I'd have called you a jam roll instead of a septic.
Yeah, no,
But you-
I'm 50% Polish. My
Okay.
my dad's side, and
All
like
right,
my
so-
dad literally has the shit
All right,
manifest
so it's
that my
goodbye
grandparents
from me
came
and
in
the
on.
jam roll over there.
Yep, and go Poland, baby. We'll bounce back. We'll bounce back after the Netherlands game. We just have to beat France, right? Thanks, guys.